Hi, I'm Vivian and I'm going to take you through some yoga Pilates stretchy moves today. So I'll start off by just getting you guys to come up onto the balls of your feet and then back onto your heels. Now, I know some of you will have no idea about Pilates. So what I'd like you to do is brace your abs. If you know how to pull up your pelvic floor, when you're actually going back, that's a really good time to do it. So just notice how your weight shifts from the back to the front. And by the way, this is really good for your feet. All right, so just a few of those and then we will move on. Okay, so just again, shoulders nice and relaxed. So just lift up and float. So just lift up and float. If you've got any issues with your arms and it's uncomfortable taking them in front, just leave them by your sides, have them on your hips, whatever's comfortable for you guys. So opposite arm, opposite leg. And just, in terms of your breathing, just relax with your breathing. So if all else fails, just breathe. So inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. There is a specific way of Pilates breath, but I'll go through that in a moment. So what I'm doing now is just releasing through the hips. So why do I release through the hips? Because it increases the blood flow into this area, and given that this is an area that we're going to be working, you really want to release it. Okay, now under and back, under and back. Again, we're doing that pelvic tilt. So I'll show you what it looks like from the side. So your knees are soft, your feet are about hip width apart. You're just tucking under and back, under and back, under and back, under and back. Now, when we stand again, we want to make sure that your bottom's slightly tucked under, and then you're just releasing through the hips, through the arms. So can you see how I've got my knees soft and my bottom slightly tucked under? So just release, release. So again, getting ready to work, because the wonderful thing about today is you are going to work your whole body, but you'll be working at your pace. So that can be harder or easier according to how you're feeling today. And I always say, how you feel today may be different to how you felt yesterday or how you feel tomorrow. So this is feel, felt, found. Work with your body, not against it. Okay, now taking your arms to your side. So elbows right into your hips. What we're doing now is working through our rotator cuff muscles, and we're also working through our pectoralis, or our chest muscles. So inhale, exhale. Now, I mentioned the pelvic floor before. If you want to be pulling up your pelvic floor now, that would be a good time to do it. So inhale here, exhale, pelvic floor pulls up. So how do we pull the pelvic floor up? It's the same muscles we use when we're having a wee. So if you want to stop that flow midstream, that's using your pelvic floor. Hopefully that's not too intimate for you guys. So inhale here, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now you may notice that when you're doing that exhale with your pelvic floor pulled up, you're feeling the muscles in your bottom squeeze as well. So it's roughly about there, you'll feel the squeeze. So next time I do it, you'll feel it, right? So inhale here, exhale, inhale, exhale. Here, again, more rotator cuff work, because we want to keep that shoulder joint healthy. All right, work. If it's just here for you guys, that's okay. So inhale here, exhale, inhale, exhale, activate that pelvic floor. So what other muscles are we using when we're activating the pelvic floor? You're activating into your multifidus and your rectus spinae muscles as well. So you're giving yourself that lovely strong core, little bit of obliques, little bit of rectus abdominis, and mainly of course your TAs, which are your deepest abdominal muscles. So if you think of a building, it's like building the scaffolding around the foundation. So if you've got a good foundation, your building will be a lot more effective and stronger. And it's the same with our body. So draw your belly in, take your arm over to the side. Now when we're coming over here, if any of you have back issues, you may want to have your hand here and not go quite so deep over to the side. So be here if you can. Then bend your knees, take yourself over the front, relax through your neck, deep breath in, exhale, restack the vertebrae. Now the next time I do that, I'll show you how it looks from the side. So inhale, up, up, take it over, so you're straight here, then you bend the knees, bring it over in front, and so I'll show you what it looks like from the side. So as much as possible, you want to concertina your upper and your lower back. So it's not here, you don't want any subluxation or tightness through your vertebrae. So you want to be here. Deep breath in here, exhale, restack that vertebrae and activate the pelvic floor. Slide your shoulder blades down and our chin tucks into neutral. Okay, so coming into some balance work now. Take your leg up and you can be here. So your options are here. This will take some getting used to. The fabulous thing about balance work is this helps in terms of falling. We don't like to think of stumbling, do we? But if you have a strong core, if you work on your balance, then you're far less likely to injure yourself. So hopefully have less issues through our shoulders, through our hips, through our knees. Work where you're comfortable though. So you don't want to take this up and feel that there's something you have to do, just do what feels natural. So here, here, or if you want to, you can take that leg up. All right, so you're pressing that heel into the thigh. Then we're taking our hands in front and you can take it up. And if I fall over, you can laugh at me. All right, so hold it, hold it, hold it. You can hold, we could hold this all day, couldn't we? Another 10 minutes? No, we won't hold it that long. All right, now we're taking the leg in front. So deep breath in, exhale. So the class I'm giving you is a little bit of balance work, a little bit of yoga. So you may just feel more comfortable holding that leg up with your fingers interlaced underneath the thigh. If you want a little bit more, you can extend it in front. If you still want more, then take your 2 fingers, wrap them around your big toe and take it in front. Open up through the shoulders as well. Open up through the shoulders as well. Awesome. Okay, now take it to the side. Take it to the side. Open up through that chest. Don't worry, I'll let you put that foot down in a moment. Hold, hold, hold. Get that beautiful chest expansion, then put the leg down. Take your arms over to the side. So, haven't really talked about what the poses are, but this is star pose. So what I want you to imagine that somebody is pulling you on your arms or your wrists. So they're pulling you out in this direction, and they're also pulling your foot out. So you're being pulled in opposite directions. So hold, hold, hold. So if you feel like holding it for longer, feel free. If you feel like holding it for shorter, feel free. So the other option, of course, is keeping your foot on the floor, or you can hold on to something if you need to, just to improve your balance. See how you go week to week in terms of how much your balance is improving. So doing these things on a regular basis will make a massive difference. Now we're taking it into our dancer pose. So I want you to take the heel of the hand and put it on the instep of your foot. So where your arch is. You take it back, then you bring your arm in front. And just to help you with that balance, focus on something in front, so your focal point, and just hold, and hopefully it'll make you slightly less wobbly. And hold, and hold, and hold, and then release. And then we just give everything a little bit of a shake, and I sort my mat out. This is starting to get a bit funny. All right, now, same position we started on the other side. Yes, we've got to do it on the other side now. So here in tree pose, or here, and notice how you are from one side to the other. I'll let you into a little secret. I fractured my pelvis in January of this year. So I'm more than aware of how important it is to get right back on that horse and get those muscles firing. So hold, hold. Activate that pelvic floor if you know how to do that. Good job, everybody. And then release. All right, so leg in front, and don't worry if you fall over. You'll certainly see me do that in some of these poses. So here, if you want, leg in front, if you want, or 2 fingers around that big toe. Take it forward, take it forward. And again, as I said, notice how you are from the left to the right side. Is there a difference? How do you feel about that? Good job, everybody. So now take your leg to the side. So this is open the gate. Take it to the side. Remember, if you don't want to do that, you're here. All right? So you don't have to lift the leg. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your abdominal muscles and your balance. But you will get there. Just like the liquid gets into the chalk, which is an old joke, which most of you should get. All right, so take it to the side. We're into our star pose. So come up. As I said, don't worry if you're wobbly, because I wobble too. And just hold, 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 and release. Good job. Last one of the balance poses. So again, remember, it's the heel of the hand that goes into the instep. So your choice how much you do here. So you can press that foot out against the hand, and you can take the other hand forward. Just notice how you are from one side to another. Squeeze your little tushies and hold and hold and hold. Awesome, good work. Give it a little bit of a stretch and get ready for some sun salutations. You don't have to know what it is, I'll show you. So stand at the top of your mat or your towel. Have your feet, now, didn't talk about this earlier, but it's a good idea. We tend to scrunch our feet up when we're on a mat, so I want you to relax those toes as much as you can. So inhale up. So be grounded, feel everything. Now, I'm showing you the most advanced way of doing a sun salutation, of doing mountain pose, but you may decide to be here. So if you find there's any back issues at all, you don't add the arch, or you just hold it here for a few moments. So pull those shoulder blades back and give your upper back a really nice stretch. All right, you're still holding your core in, of course. And you'll notice my knees are soft and that bottom is tucked under. And in fact, when I'm doing this, I'm actually activating the pelvic floor as well. Inhale, exhale. Don't worry if you don't quite get the pelvic floor to start with. It will become easier and more straightforward as we go on. So now our hands are either side of those feet. Inhale, so step back. We're now in our lunge position. Again, feet flat on the floor so you can feel the heel, you can feel the balls of the feet and or your toes with your front foot. Okay, so we're warming up through the hip flexor and we're giving it a good stretch. This is the one that gets tight and causes us to have lower back issues if we do a lot of sitting. So you'll hear people talk about being tight through the hip flexors. So this is an awesome way of stretching it out. So 3 options here. Our first option is with your knee on the floor, leaning forward over the front. So the more you can lean forward, the more you're going to feel the stretch through the front of your thighs. Your next option is to do a little bit of a pulse or a bounce, softly and slowly. So inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. You can just hold it there if that works for you. So you'll find your own place, so don't worry too much about it. Deep breath in here, then exhale. Now another thing I want to say is, I don't want anybody straining their neck by looking at what I'm doing. So if you're not sure about what I'm doing, sit up, have a look, have a go, and then try it for yourself. So what I mean is that you actually look and then give it a go. I said that round the wrong way, didn't I? Never mind. Inhale into our plank. Now I realize that there's a lot of pressure on your upper back with this one, so you may decide to take it down. So this is a modified plank. You can modify even more by lifting your bottom up, and we'll be going into that position anyway. So I'll show you the modified now, and I'll show you the full. So the modified is bottoms in the air. You're taking your weight over the front of your body. Now you may get to here and think, oh golly, I can't do anything else. If you are like that, just gently take your legs back. All right? So this class, in fact, all my classes are about you being comfortable and working where you can go, not where you can't go. You may be different next week, but for now, if you need to, work here. So you draw your belly up. All right, so this is, as I said, modified. So you've gone from crocodile to just lifting up here, and then you might decide to press back into your child's pose. It is absolutely fine to keep the move modified. I'll show you what a full pose looks like in a moment. So tuck your toes under. You're in full plank. Here, my weight's over the front of the body. So I exhale down, head is down, bottom is up, and then I inhale into upward facing dog. And then I exhale back into our down dog. So when we're in our down dog, now some of you may be just holding it in child's pose, and that is absolutely fine. If you're here, you're pressing those heels down. You're pressing those heels down. Good job. Okay, then look through to those hands. Again, with this foot, you've got the option. You can do it in one move if you can, but if you can't, hand underneath that knee, and you might need a couple of moves, maybe 3, to bring that leg forward. Or your other option is here, and then bring it forward. All right? So work with where your body wants to go, not against it. And I've said that before, it's important. Okay, good job. Now, if you're not thoroughly confused, we're going to do the other side. Hope you remember which side you came from. Inhale and exhale, swan dive down. Hands either side of those feet. Inhale, back with the other side. Creep the foot forward so it's level, 90-degree angle. Exactly the same, you're finding your comfort zone, which may be here, maybe with a little pulse, or it's just coming forward and feeling that stretch through the front of the thigh. All right, so just hold, hold, hold. Inhale, come back. Press that head between the shoulders. Inhale and exhale, or choose to be in your child's pose. You don't have to do this, remember. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale forward into your plank. Drop down onto your knees if you need to. Do the modified if you need to. Otherwise here. Exhale. Inhale. And the beauty of this class is you can replay it as many times as you want. And back. And again, hand underneath the knee or not. Bring it forward. Hip width apart. And present. Okay, how was that? Feeling good? Feeling stretched? Get your heel so you're furthest, let me put my teeth back in. Get your heel so your heel is the furthest point away, so your toes slightly turn towards you. Have your knee tracking over your third toe. Okay, so hands are up here. As I said, you can just stop for a moment and have a look and see what I'm going or what I'm doing, and then do it with me if you like. So eye gaze is either up if your neck and your shoulders are comfortable there. Otherwise, eye gaze straight ahead. Hands here, doesn't really matter. Then come into our warrior two. So in our warrior two, our hips are forward, shoulders are nice and relaxed. Our eye gaze is just over those fingertips. What's happening with our middle bits? We're holding them in. All right, don't worry about your pelvic floor, but just keep yourself nice and strong through the core. Relax the shoulders. I know a lot of things to remember. You'll get there, don't worry. So knee tracks over the third toe, and we gently come over. All right, elbow on that knee. You'll feel the stretch through your inner thigh. Inhale and exhale. We've got 3 options when we've got the arms overhead. Now again, there's no force here. So if you're comfortable here, hold it here. If you want a little bit more, take it over. But if you're feeling, if your shoulders go, that's too painful, be there. All right, work with your body, not against it. Have a look. You can either check out that hand there, you can either check out your armpit, or you can check your eye gaze straight ahead. So if you've got any issues with your neck, your shoulders, or your upper back, your eye gaze will stay straight ahead. Otherwise, look at your armpit and hold and hold and hold. Good job, everyone. Slide the hand down the back of our leg. Inhale and exhale, so knee tracks over your third toe. Eye gaze again. This is up to you guys. So you're either going to look at that lovely hand of yours, or you're going to look straight ahead. All right. By this stage, you know where you are. You can add that lovely little bend if you want, or not if you don't. Inhale, exhale. Now we take it into triangle. Lots of options for triangle. Some of you will feel like you're going to break in 2 when you're in this position. If you are like that, modify. So this is a modified triangle. It is absolutely fine to hold it here. Or come with me in a full triangle. So full triangle, lots of options with the hand. Arm is up there, eye gaze straight ahead or at that hand. In front, hold on to your ankle, or on the other side. Try and open up through that shoulder if you're able to. So hold, 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 and release. Bring your feet facing forward. So both feet are facing in the same direction. This is called our pyramid pose. So we're going to do some rotational work to stretch out through our back. A little bit more work, but I'll give you the options again, of course. So just bend through your front leg a little bit now. So we're in lunge position. Have your whole hand on the floor. Rotate to the other side. Now, this is a rotation, of course. Squeeze through both your bottom cheeks. If this is enough for you today, then hold it there. If you want a little bit more, take the arm up and just hold again. I would not, this is where your eye gaze needs to be straight ahead though. You don't look at that top hand, not in this position. Okay, good job. Come to the front. Bring those feet facing forward and parallel. Have your hands in front. So this is a straddle splits, and we're combining it with a forward fold. So the elbows go back, inhale, exhale. So opening up through our shoulders and our back. Inhale here, exhale forward. Now I'm not going to lift my eye gaze because you don't want to either. Inhale here, exhale. You'll feel a lovely stretch through your hamstrings and your calves though. Inhale, exhale. Now the other word of caution is you can just do a tiny little bend. All right? If you want to do a tiny bend, if that feels better, then be there. Inhale and exhale. Walk those feet in a little bit. Pull up your pants if you need to. Sorry, mine started to roll down. You really needed to know that, didn't you? Yeah. So have your knee tracking over your third toe again. Have the heel the furthest point away from you. Have your arms up. Strong, proud warrior 1. Relax the shoulders, relax the shoulders. Remember guys, you can be here or you can be here. It's absolutely fine. Hold and breathe. We're not going to go so much into the breath at this stage, it's not important. Relax your shoulders, but it is important to keep the belly switched on. It is important to have your knee tracking over your third toe. And it's important to keep the shoulders down, down, down. Inhale, exhale. So extended angle, elbow on that knee. Inhale, exhale. You've got those 3 options, so you know where you want to be in terms of the position of your neck. Good job. And then slide the hand down the back of our leg. Inhale, exhale. So this is our reverse warrior. I'm not going to spend as long on it as I did on the other side, so because you guys are experts now, aren't you? You know what to do. All right, so go for the options. All right, arm up, either looking at that hand or looking straight ahead, your choice. Good job. Good job, well done. Now take that hand, either side of those feet. We're back in pyramid pose. So we've got feet facing in the same direction. You can be here. If you're really uncomfortable with those hands on the floor, feel free to be here. Otherwise, we're bending and creeping the foot forward a little bit. Whole hand level with that foot on the floor, knees soft at the back. Remember, we're rotating, so we want to make sure that the glutes are switched on so you can get that beautiful back rotation safely. So this may consist of just looking behind. You don't have to do this. Just hold it here if you don't want to do the rotation work. Arm up and hold and hold and hold. Remember, the arm is up, the eye gaze is straight ahead though. It's not looking at the top hand. Good job. Woohoo! Bring your feet in a little bit. Yeah, I whoop as well. I know, yoga Pilates and I whoop. Inhale, up, exhale. So this delightful move is called sunflowers. So maybe it'll greet the sun into your living room or wherever you are doing these moves. So squeeze your little bottom butt cheeks together. Hope that's not too American for you. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, get the air flowing. Good job, everyone. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I want to leave you with 3 things to remember. So first of all, slower is better. Secondly, we work with our body, not against it. Thirdly, Pilates is a thinking person's exercise. Think of how our bodies are responding to what we're giving it. So, I'm looking forward to seeing you again for the next session.